Hi, welcome back to Daydream Manor Flower Farm. If we're meeting for the first time, I'm Dawn. I live in South Louisiana in Zone 8B. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do outside today is I am going to plump back up the ranunculus that I have not already done. So, this was talking about earlier. This is how I store them. So I don't know what I have. I don't know. And so this is what they look like when I store them. And then I am just dumping them in a bucket of water. So look, that's what they look like. This is just a bucket. I actually got it at Trader Joe's. They had a whole bunch right after Mother's Day last year from the flowers they get in, and they had stacks and stacks. And I just asked her, I said, what do y'all do with this? They're like, take them. Take as many as you want. So I just grabbed 10. And I do use those to harvest my flowers into. So here's the second bag. Again. So I'm going to do about half of this bag because I do have another bag. And then these, these I bought this year. This was the new ones I bought this year. So I'm going to do those separately. Alright, so let me show you how I did this really quick. Alright, so I just bought this off of the internet. And it is just a small air pump. I mean, I probably could have bought a bigger one, but this one was like $5, so, you know. So that's what it looks like. So all I'm going to do is plug it in. I have an outside outlet right here. And then this is a piece of tubing Mr. Daydream had in his shop. So I am just attaching it right there. Let me plug this up real quick, and then I'll show you. I guess I could have been a little bit more prepared. Alright. So this is it. It's not real loud. This is actually the whisper. And then I just attach that there, and I stick this end into the pot. So I'm going to show y'all. Let me lean it out. So that's it. And I let these sit maybe about an hour. And then you'll notice when you come back, they look so much more rehydrated. Normally what I would do is, and it just depends, I then take a tray that you put the cell, your cell tray in, just the bottom, and I fill it with dirt, and I cover it, and then I plant these down and let them sprout, which I'll show you what those look like when I take you out into the field, because that's what I'm planting today. So they usually sprout within just a couple of days. Some people pre-sprout them, some don't. I may have time to pre-sprout these. It just depends on how many I already have pre-sprouted and if I have room for them. If not, they're going to get hydrogenated and back out into the field. We'll see. Hang on. All right, so I'm out here. This is bed number 2. I'm just calling them that because that's how they're being built. And I'll probably renumber them once it actually gets all done. But as you can see, I have all my holes burned. I am going to take the ranunculus. Let me show you these. Hold on. All right, this is what I was just telling you about. So these are ready. In fact, they're a little bit long, so I do need to get them in. But all I did was fill up this tray with some soil and threw the corms in, covered them, and then they sprout. And so that's what's meant by pre-sprouting before you put them into the field. Now, I have these. I have 2 more trays like this, so we're going to see what I can get done. But I also wanted to share with y'all a couple of things I do use in the winter. I know, it's not really winter here. Don't judge me. It is. All right. First thing, I don't know if I've shared this with y'all. This is a utility bag. It is by Dickies. Y'all, this thing I love because I actually have space for my camera, my tools. These things are fantastic. These are the Felco snips. So this I love because I do keep this on my hip. So I have another older phone, which I'm actually filming on right now instead of my other phone. I keep audiobooks on this one, so I do turn on an audiobook, stick it in my pocket so I can listen to it. The other thing that is a must-have for me right now is one of these. I wish it was thicker. Because I end up on my knees so much through here. One, it does soften the blow a little bit, but two, it's wet. And so this does stop my knees from being wet. Oh, and lastly, for the winter, oh, here it is. These gloves. I actually found these. We have a grocery store in town that has an Ace Hardware in it, and they have these gloves. They're insulated. They're also waterproof. So they are called the Kinko Hydro Flector. So I'll show you that. These are an extra small, and I do have scrawny hands. But these are the extra, these are the small. I wish they would have had them in an extra small. It probably would have been better. But I do like these because, especially when I've got to put my hands in water or whatever, these things are really great in the when it's cold outside. So that's a few things that I need in order to get. No, I don't need them. They just make my life easier. So technically, I still need them. All right. So I'm gonna get this tray planted, and then we're gonna go from there. All right. I'm on the bed, gonna get started. I forgot to tell y'all about this. This is for bulbs. Y'all, this is the perfect thing to go in these holes and to pop seedlings in. I have this, and then I have the Hori Hori knife. I do use it quite a bit, but for doing this with the seedlings, this is just so much faster. Because all I do is I take it and I just pop it in. Ooh, and it's wet. The ground is still so wet. So I'm able just to kind of do that really quick. Okay, so that was 10 holes like that. So then all I'm going to do is pull one of these corms up. Look. Can you see? And then I'm going to drop it into the hole. And I don't even have my gloves on. I may go get my thin gloves because it's not really that cold. Okay, I just said it. It's not really that cold once you start moving. Another one. Look at that. Y'all, this has just been like 2 weeks maybe. So they do go pretty quick. I just try to tuck them. I roll them and tuck them into the hole. And sometimes I'll even take the dirt that's in here and just pop it around the top. Just kind of fill in. And that's it. And so I'm going to get this tray done. It's not going to take me very long. Then I'll grab a second tray and maybe the third, and let's see what we can get finished. Back. Went to get my other gloves. So these are just some, I think these came from, I don't even know where these came from. I have like 10 pairs of them. Somebody gave me, oh, I do know. It came from a little tool store in town. Somebody gave me a pack of these for Christmas. So I do use those a lot. But I like to, I don't mind using my hands, but it is just mud. It's like clay right now. So, all right, let's get busy. Yeah, it's past time for them to get out of the tray. So, and again, remember our cool season flowers, when it's cold, that is when the plant roots. The cold is what tells them to root, and then the warmth tells them to bloom. So they understood the assignment because they are definitely rooting. So I'm excited over that. So that's good. Hopefully I'll get a strong, hopefully they'll perform pretty strong this year. Most of these are from, no, all of these, with the exception of that bag I showed you a little while ago, this will be the second year I've used the corms. So, and broke out new ones. So I'm excited over that. So I'm taking these and I'm also cutting some of these down, so I don't have to shove them in the hole as much. It's just a little bit faster. I don't know why I didn't do it to the other ones. I just wasn't thinking. So again, popping them in, covering them up. I don't give it a whole lot of thought. Okay, so I'm finished with the one tray. 60 in that tray. So if that means I have 2 more trays, it's another 120. So that's about 200. So this bed may be just ranunculus. Yeah, 60 times 3 is 180. Plus I have a bag of 100. Yeah, so it's going to be about 280. So it may be close to this bed being nothing but ranunculus, which I'm fine with. So I am going to keep this, and the ones that I have that's in the bucket, I'm going to just put them in here. I'm just going to reuse this dirt. It'll be fine. So I'll keep y'all updated. All right, I got all 3 of those trays done. I am 150. So not quite 60 in each tray, but that's all right. I'm going back to the bucket that I have with the pump in it, and I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just plant them out. I don't think I'm going to worry about pre-sprouting them. So hold on. It took me an hour, right at an hour, to do 150 combs, and that was me cutting down the roots, everything. So not bad. And y'all, I don't know, I'm a little obsessive about that. Like, I like to time myself, see how long something's going to take. And in between there, I have ribs going on my grill, so I'm running back and forth to check on those. But all right, so remember what they looked like before. In fact, let me get one out of the bag to kind of show you the difference. All right, this is what they look like being stored. So I just pulled these out. Look at the difference. See how much more plumper they look? So that's why you put them in the water with the and let some oxygen go around them and that. So all I use is a strainer. Got it at a dollar store, and I'm just gonna throw them. I'm just gonna quickly pull them up, drain as much water off as I can get. I mean, because the ground is still, you saw that, it looks like clay. It's so thick. And then I'm gonna put another batch in, the last batch in. And then I'll decide from there. If I still have space, after I get these in, then I will go ahead and put those directly, the next batch directly into the ground. If not, I'm just going to reuse one of my trays with the soil already in it, and we'll get them started that way. So, either way. All right, be back in a minute. I'm done. That first bed down there, completely filled with ranunculus. This is the bed that I had some space left in, that I had really thought I was gonna start some other of the same thing that's in here and plant it in here. Decided not to do that, simply because when I really went to go look at the calendula and the straw flowers on the porch, they were looking bad. They look really rough. So I don't know if they're gonna make it. May have waited way too long to put them out, but we'll see. And then I actually direct seeded some calendula here, just like 50 right here. So that's done. That still leaves me with feverfew and snaps and yarrow that's on my back porch that needs to be in the ground. Like they're getting root bound. I'm going to take the stuff that's in the stem shed and start hardening that off. Boards are hard right now. Hardening those off on the back porch, and that'll clean it out. I probably have time to start one more round of seed, so I'm going to go check and see, but I still need to direct seed Bells of Ireland, Blueparium, Nigella, Bachelor Buttons. So there's still some things I need to direct seed, so we'll see. But yay, 2 beds done. Hopefully, if I can get Mr. Daydream to build me, including the bed that I have to do the tulips in, 3 more, that should help. That should keep me for a little bit. and then he can go work on something else and then get back on the rest of the 18 beds. So I'm going to water the calendula and the straw flowers in. The other ones I didn't because it was still I had watered those trays this morning, and for whatever reason I missed the other ones. So I'm going to do that. But so it's been a long day. This was about 3.5 hours to get all of this done. So I appreciate y'all hanging in there and just give you an idea of what it kind of looks like. So hopefully in a couple of days I'll be back, and fingers crossed I have at least one more bed at least built. Y'all have a fantastic week, and if I don't see you until after the holidays, I hope you have a fantastic holiday.